All right, guys, this is Black Spring with Autumn in the wee hours. It is good morning to you. It is just after, it's 1 at 1 a.m., 1:11 ish on the it's a CST. And on the, of course, the PST, you're at the 11 o'clock hour with 12 minutes after. So just checking in to see how you guys are doing. But I'm telling you, this particular week, it just seems like, you have these idioms that become more and more, that they speak. All the world is a stage. Okay. Which is it's just this past week, the week before that. It's just all the world is a stage. You've got TRUMP with this trial going on. And then uh you've got these women in dare I say on these committees. I swear I can't, I say this all the time. It just seems like this is to me worse than 2.0, 2.0 Rome 2.0. You've got an MTG AOC Raskin skit going on, just an absolute semantic word kabuki theater. And okay, of course, it's disturbing. It's these are the things that are put before you. This is the type of this is the type of this is the face, the action. This is the type of things These are the type of things that are being put before us. And but what is it all for? You've got P. Diddy in the news. Just I tell you, it's like a big dumpster fire. And and then you've got this situation going on, this whole Middle Eastern situation going on. You've got KJP getting up there, a professional gaslighter, aka Baghdad Bob. I'm telling you, it's just what is real about this nation? What is real? I mean, it makes me question that, has everything, it's like everything has been a lie. It's been a lie. It's just been a complete and total lie. Uncool's here. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming in. It's gone. you know, I tell you honestly, I had no idea if anybody was gonna be out here within the sound of my voice. But I'm just telling you all the crap that keeps coming out in mainstream media, the good cop, bad cop, the kabuki theater, P. Diddy. I mean, seriously, like what are you gonna set your dial to? I think it's a testament to what are you focusing on yourself? Are you focusing on preparing yourself, whether it be spiritually, whether it be physically, whether it be emotionally, whether it be financially? I mean, what are you? I guess that would be, we could maybe put center around there. What are you preparing for? And how much of this crap are you letting? How much discernment do you have in these times? I mean, where are you setting the dial, or are you setting the dial, or are you letting the dial set for you? I'm telling you, like seriously, this is the thing. It's like, and I don't mean to sound elitist or snobbish or hoity-toity, but it's like the ignorant just believe anything. And then I see all this stupid rhetoric. Oh yeah, good for P. Diddy. Everybody knows he's scum. Oh, he's gonna get it now. Oh, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get what's coming to you. You're gonna get it, P. Diddy. And I'm just thinking, you morons. What is he gonna get? What did he ever get? These people, and I've seen the footage. Him being, of course, he's being abusive. He's being, this is going to be this is going to be a whole snack quote, as they say, for this feminist and all this, these Me Too and all these people, whatever. They're not going to do anything about, I mean, the damage is done. It's like most of the time, I'll tell you the truth. And whether you've experienced this or not, whether you guys can, if you guys can, relate to this or not, connect to it or know somebody, but usually when somebody's being abused, it's usually the psychological damage from that type of abuse it's much more damaging than the physical, anything that you've seen on the physical. And usually to me, it takes a while. It takes a while to wear, and they say wear somebody down, break them down. Yes, because that person, if he's the narc that I think he is, like most of our society, then he wore that nowhere, no matter where this Cassie woman or anybody that he was ever with, he wore them down. Where even if they thought they were a strong woman or whatever, you can still be worn down by somebody who is absolutely, by narcs, because that's what they do. That's what they do. They love bomb the shit out of you. They build you up, and eventually they're gonna start showing you who they are. They'll start if you say that no to them, or if you show any kind of resistance towards them, or if the moment they realize you're a human being, that's when the devalue stage goes long. And then it comes the fake discard, because to me, that's what these celebrities do all the time. That's their that's the whole relationship. Cause it's like they don't really let go. A true narcissist never lets go of anything. He doesn't. Or she doesn't. He or she doesn't. They might shelf you, but they never really put you away all the way. They always want to leave that little tunnel, that little postage stamp in there. Or these are the kind of these as I want to say, these are the kind of guys or girls that'll, they know things, that they know it's over. They know it's going down the crapper, but they'll leave that little sweater over there, or they'll leave that little power drill over at your house because they're looking for a way to come back. They already know. So sorry. Why I say, hey, they leave that little power drill because they got to drill back in. They got to try to figure out. They don't close the door. They never close the door all the way because they're always trying to leave something so that they can try to come back in. Okay, they just kind of sideline you. Meanwhile, they've already started, because the whole time they're doing that fake little discard or that fake little devalue. They've already started idealizing somebody else. That's exactly what it is. So I'm saying, I said all that to say that that's the way things work to me on the good cop, bad cop politics. It's the way it works in the media. It's the way it works. Uncool says the P. Diddy show. Yeah. He said hashtag me too. I'm telling you, they've got just like they're not everything's seasons and cycles, right? We're in the season of all kinds of things. I'm telling you, these election cycles, they cut there to me, there's got to be phases to them, because I think there's about four phases to them. Now, you're getting ready for the summer, you're getting ready for a summer of what do we called it the summer of dissension, or back in, what was it, closer to 2020, it might have even been 19. Okay, 2019. But now you're in this election season now. You get ready, the summer's getting ready to heat up. A lot of things go down when the summer comes up. Everybody just wants to, okay, watch the summer heat up, And to me, right now, they're already preloading, right? They're already preloading the chaos, the elements of chaos that they're getting ready to inject. It's already set. Okay. You got the TRUMP, you got that. You've got these college campuses that are, oh, the college campuses are bursting at the seams. Like, okay, I'll just say for instance, like, oh, well, you have people that are graduating. Oh, well, we don't know. We're going to have a graduation because of all the protests going on at my school. Okay, okay, fine. So all of that to me is just going to spill over into it's going to spill over into the summer. By the time, and listen, by the time summer comes around, you probably won't even recognize what is the thing, what is the problem now. It'll have morphed into something else by the time the summer comes around. So here again, going back to my original theme here, trying to create a little bit of unity here. So what are you going to set your dial on? You setting your dial on P Diddy pulling hair, yanking hair, pounding women feet till their face looks like it's been on a meat grinder? Are you focusing on the TRUMP show? Or are you focused on the Marjorie Taylor Greene and the Jasmine whatever show with the fake eyelashes and AOC dropping her colloquialisms or whatever? I'm telling you, this stuff is really it's 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 really it's beyond insulting. It's like, oh, what is going on here? It's like just a big circus, a big clown show. But meanwhile, some real things are going on behind the scene. Meanwhile, some real things are going on behind the scenes. More layoffs, shrinkflation to the tune of how much percent right now, and they're trying to tell you, they're trying to pump something into your hindquarters, as one of these pastors would say. They're trying to pump this smoke crap up into your hindquarters. That, oh, well, what inflation? It's down 2/3. I watch Karine Jean Pierre every single week. I do. And I'm telling you, she says the same, she's got these same canned spam phrases. Oh, we've been very clear. Oh, this is really important. And I'm just thinking, this is just not that. Honestly, you she's got a template that she's on now. It's so easily that it's her briefings are a template of the same on the cycle. It's just same crap. So let's go in here. Hello to Otto the Watchdog. And he says everyone wants to save the world. We just disagree on how. Then he says, me, I just want to make enough money to live like a poor person in the 1900s. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, well, save the world. Uh, I don't know. I can't. I can't. To me, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that's the exact save the world. I hear what you're saying, but there's a bunch of to me. There's a lot of layers to that. Um, Uncool says my dial has been set on physical fitness. I honestly taken a break from it all. Uncool, and that's let me just give a shout out to you. But I'm saying your videos have been extremely inspiring. I like that you are, to me, I think you're doing something that takes some people many years to do, because it's like you're doing like a detox. To me, it's like the mind. It's like once things on the inside are purified, it's like everything up top, it's like those things will start to sink. I mean, I'm trying to do some things physically, um for some health reasons, but it definitely it's advantageous for the mental. Oh, I absolutely admire what you're doing. You look great. You're totally inspired. I mean, I can see that, you're just you're on the rise. I mean, it's like I said, it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see because there's so many things out here that we can be clogged, we can be toxified with. All these things this stuff that's going on, what we see visually, to me, that goes into, those images to me get plugged in. And then you think about this food supply that we have out here, the food supply, the visual intake, the audio intake, dare I say, is there a shock factor intake? Everything that's out here right now, to me, the majority, not every, I'll say the majority of things that are out here are very, very toxic. Even social media. Like, honestly, I have found myself trying to unsubscribe to some things because some of these things, I'm just trying to figure out why I was even subscribed to this particular one channel or not. But now that I've got, I know now, I'm like, I think what happens is, from the mental perspective, I think we try to create a balance, even for you, for the social media. If you're going to be tuned into social media, it's almost like you have to break up the monotony. You can't be, I think earlier in Black Spring, on the Black Spring channel, to be plugged into 100% politics day in and day out, what day in, day out, or whatever, whether it's domestic, foreign, or global politics, yeah, it's to me, it can be it's overwhelming and it's toxic. To me, it can put you in an unhealthy place. So I think I try to add in other things, whether you want to add in sports, no matter what you watch, or I think we're all just trying to make a 7-layer salad of some sort. We're trying to add some things in to kind of break up the monotony, or try to break up the psychological warfare that we're dealing with when it comes to, just think about like the weather that's going on right now, whether we believe it's natural, or whether we believe that there's been a little bit of tampering going on. Because I'm telling you, some of these weather changes within the course of within 30 to 45 seconds of you just standing outside can be, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's like you cannot convince me that this is real. If I'm standing in the middle of a field in a blue sky, and in less than 30, 40 seconds, I'm dealing with clouds and, gray and, smoke clouds, smoke gray skies. I'm telling you, this is just not. I mean, to me, is it real or show business? You can't. You just have to. People call it conspiracy theory, whatever they want, whatever makes them feel better. But to me, that's a part of growth, of allowing yourself to go beyond what's right in front of you, or to question things, to question everything. Some people can't handle it because they don't want to wake up. They're comfortable where they are. Okay, so what I'm saying is, like right now in the South, there's a lot of storms, just constant, like bang, 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 bang storms. A lot of devastating storms, devastating to people's livelihoods, devastating to people's homes. I think just last week we've seen people that have mobile homes on top of their cars. We've seen trees down, power lines down, and I'm gonna be honest, that's another thing that that's gonna be another part of the summer chaos is gonna be. I think destruction, more destruction, chaos and destruction is the summer. And then by the time, who knows, by the time we get to me, the closer and closer we get to this election, is the crazier things are gonna be. And to me, we've seen that before. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. They're revving up. There's H5N1 stuff that's coming out, destruction of stock, whether it be livestock, cattle. We saw that not too long. We saw just a couple of years ago, destruction of food plants and corruption of food plants. just corruption of the food source has already been at play, but it's all gradualistic. We see these bridges being, you know, bridge collisions, just not, it's nonstop. So I said all that to say I went around the mulberry bush or the bonsai tree to that we need our mental is what we need to strengthen. And I think it's going to be in the body. And I applaud Uncool Paranoia for, because like that maxi climber, I'm like, wow, that thing really looks I don't know. I mean, it could be it could to me it looks amazing. And it's on a and I guess I would need to understand the actual the is it are you doing is it a vertical kind of workout, or does it, is it versatile? Those I'd have to learn more about it. um because to me it seems like it's gonna the strength training is something that I could use myself, and I've done it in the past, but some things have changed, but I did it in another way. I wasn't a member of some gym, or I didn't sign off, or boutique gyms or any of that. To me, that's not my avenue. I can't Those things are just not in my realm of environment. I don't want to do I don't want to work out or do strength training or physical workouts in studios of people and that kind of thing. I don't want to do that type of a workout or strength training. I'd rather have something that I could do either in the privacy of home, or just be able to do, because I have to do very specific things. I have to know what I can do. So I absolutely admire you for finding for researching it and finding out and challenging yourself. And I would imagine it's a growing process, because you'll learn more. The more you do, the more you'll learn about yourself. So let me read she's got comments here. She said it's a both a cardio and strength training. That's excellent. That's excellent. And she says, I've never stepped foot in a gym and lost 15 pounds. Wow. I strength train at home with a set of dumbbells by myself now. Awesome, awesome. See, those are things I don't have. There's certain things I don't have. I have some things that I've used. What I do is I have to do things that are like, so a lot of things that I've done in PT. Um, I have to do something that's kind of like a PT slash strength training. Those are the things that I think I can do. And honestly, like PT, to me, that's another situation in which they want you to rely on them and come back, come back, come back. It's like you can't, like, nobody can do these things every single. A lot of people, when you think about PT, it's kind of it's not a long-term solution. But for some of us, it is. You need that, but you also need to have that. You need to have that strength training as well. So it's a balance. It's like I need to have both of those, for one reason, for health reasons on one side, and then for unchangeable things that I can't change and health reasons. But then the other side, I need it for, just to be for being mobile, and to just be able to, just have the kind of strength, just to get through like the day, having more strength and having more energy. Nobody wants to be pooped at the end of the day. And a lot of times you are. And I would say even when I was younger, psh, I'm freaking tired. Like, I'm tired. I'm already tired. But there again, I think there's something about there again, that food element is another one. And I will tell you this, the only thing, what I have done is I have not been out to eat. I have not had a soda. I have not had a juice, and going on since March. And so I'm trying to stay. I've noticed some things. I've noticed that the hydration is better. I'm just looking. That's what I'm saying. What are we going to set our dials to? We want to sustain. We want the best of what to be able to hold on to the best of things whenever we find those things. If you find what works, you want to be able to hold on to that. But you don't want to stop there. You want to just keep level. You just want to keep. Okay, well, what else can I do? What not just by, dare I say, um, not necessarily deprivation, but the things that are not making that we don't that make us feel poorly, we don't want to do those things. Like we want to get rid of those habits, but we also want to be like uncool. We want to be able to get cardio and strength training in, and we want to find something that works, something that's safe and that works. Um so yeah, I'd like to be able to try to go at it in those for those two goals, but I'd probably have to modify some things. So I'm talking about just modifications just so that I can do it, that works so it'll work out for, some different things. Um, let's see. She says the food element is huge. Same. It's just February for me. Oh, awesome. She says, February for me, my skin is so soft now. The hydration is poor. Excellent. Well, see, I need to, and I was noticing, I'm like, okay, uncool. We need that workout. We need that lifestyle channel. We need that. We need, it's gone. We need the uncool lifestyle channel. So we need that channel because that water intake that's what I've been drinking. I think I told you guys I've been filtering the bottle with the filtering the bottled water, like, just even that, I've been, filtering that water, and it's amazing to me that even the bottle, because we're all convinced that this bottled water is, oh, it's so much better than the tap water, and in fact, there was in my area, somebody that somebody in my family knew, saying basically some people have actually had bad, outcomes from drinking the tap water. But I haven't drank tap water in a long time. But then when I'm hearing that this bottled water is not that much better, or shout out to Marcy T that they're basically just getting it from other cities. Okay, so to me that makes sense. That's why it tastes so much better. Like when I get the bottled water, I'll pour it into this filtered bottle, and I let it sit there for a while before I start guzzling it down. And I noticed that there's a different taste in the water, in the bottled water after I filter it. It tastes better. And who knows? I don't know if it can be even better than that. In fact, I'd honestly, like I said, I don't know if I said this on the last year, but I found out that we had a well in my family, and then they poured concrete in it. They ruined the well, which back in the day, my family's pretty, they're not old school. They just do what they just knew what worked. Okay. So I'm like, but see, this is the kind of thing. It's like that generation, those two generations ago, and all of this. I just think that we all got too comfortable with the government filtering process, if you will, them sanitizing things, sanitizing our resources, sanitizing our manpower, the taking the try now they're trying to combine the man with the machine. But really, I think man should continue to rely on themselves. That's why I talk about, this thing about all this. I think, quote, the black people, the melanated people, or the African American people, we gave up. We gave up too much, and now we're relying on their systems, their filtration systems, instead of holding on their own resources. So the minute my family poured the damn concrete in the damn well, we have to rely on we're on the government now, just like many other people. I'm just saying, it's one thing about, I admire my family, they they knew how to work, and I admire. That's the thing about dare I say, quote, black people slash African American slash melanated people, you guys were smart. You knew how to work, but you gave it up for all this stupid rhetoric and this smoke and mirrors blowing up your hindquarters about some civil rights. Now look what you have. Some stupid museums, some stupid holidays, just symbolism is all you have now. Stupid highways that broken, most of the time there will be broken down and blighted neighborhoods that people don't even drive through. They avoid the stupid highways. Holidays that all people of the, you know, God made enjoy. Uh Museums, holidays, street signs, statues. We gave up all of that. We gave it up. So I'm saying that, and that was a bit of a rant. But what I'm saying is, what are we're going back to this, okay? Uh, what are we going to set our dial to in a world of chaos, in a brewing chaos? Are we going to try to sustain ourselves? Are we going to try to do things that can improve our health, our bodies, our mind? I think our discernment is better when those things are when there's more balance there. I'm gonna be honest. I tell you the truth. Shout out to Uncool Paranoia again. I would imagine that after you've been off of some of these things, it just seems like some of it was it gets to be more of a craving. It's almost like, I don't know if they're like neurotoxins in the body that when you're eating certain junk or these processed food. That's another thing I learned. Processed food is not my friend. It is not. It is not. To me, whether you have pre-existing conditions or whatever, it's just not. Because right now, how many freaking ingredients does it take to make a potato chip? 30 ingredients. 30 ingredients. And most people can't even pronounce the first freaking syllable in one of the ingredients. Okay? I'm just being honest. That's not elite. That's not me. And that's not me being funny. I'm just saying 30 ingredients to make a potato chip. I'm gonna tell you something else. And here, this generation of kids. I'm telling you, this next generation of adults, preteens, whatever you call. I have no idea what I can see why their minds are like all over the place. And it's really kind of sad to witness it because, you know, they're eating Takis. They're eating things with tons of dye and salt. And that's all they want. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a craving. Do I think kids get cravings? Kids are craving this garbage. They are craving it because of what's in it. And God knows, I don't know. It might be more than 30 ingredients to make a damn Taki, a damn blue Taki. Can you, if your hands look like that, what do your insides look like when you eat freaking blue Takis? Are they going to tell these kids 10, 20 years from now? Are they going to tell all the kids that are eating Takis, whoa, we found out a study that the blue dye 599 is actually cancer causing. I'm telling you, how can these kids function eating stuff like that? How can they think? How can they think? They're bombarded with the crazy social media. AI, that's the other thing that they've got just like the web. They got everybody on AI trying, oh, technology is advancing. No, technology has been advanced. You're just gradually releasing it to the public. That's all you've done. So you think about what goes into the visual on the kids, just like us as an adults out here. The visual that goes in from some of the social media garbage, the blue dye from the talkies, whatever it is, the salt, which sodium dehydrates people. I just, I'm not a biochem major. No, I'm just saying it does. All right. So you've got the visual. You've got the visual. toxins. You've got the processed food toxins. You've got they're not getting any exercise. They're not. Um, and then they don't have. And then, like I said, they just shut. I don't know what is it. What is it? Is it turning them into robots? Is it putting them into a sedent? Is it keep the video games puts them into a sedentary place. They don't want to move. They don't want to stimulate. They don't. It's a constant battle. We're all battling on all levels, but I'm telling you, I think the generation to come is going to be in much much worse shape. And I think our food is going to continue to decline. The quality, that's why I was saying about this guy that I think it was a pinball preparedness guy. I think on one of his streams he was talking about when you find foods that are better for you, and if you find them at a rate that you could deal with, like if it's on discount, you probably better get it because they're gradually. I think Singapore now has a big market uh this for the lab grown meat. I think it's gradually gonna be introduced into the source if it's not already, and eventually it's going to be that. Um, because I'm not convinced that everything that FDA that's stamped or whatever, if you could imagine the amount of recalls that we have, it's probably in there already. So if you probably the more you can get and freeze or whatever, if you're going to go with meats, then whatever, if they're marking them down or something, you might want to get stock up that way. Um, Everybody's not in a place to go out and buy food kits because even the food kits are more expensive now. They're marked up at least a couple of 100%, a few 100% by now. So the canned goods, that shorter, that might be on that's another level of preparation. I'd say do what you can because I'm telling you, I just think the food supply is going to continue to take hits. I'll tell you, I'm beginning to see more gardens. Also for those of you that are growers or if you're in a small space that think you can't grow anything, yes, you can. There's a lot of content creators that out here that are showing you how with pots. I mean, it can be stylish. It can be stylish. It can be small. It can be compact. It can be on your porch. There's some things that can be grown inside. So like just whatever, like I said, what are you setting your dial to when it comes to preparedness? For your mind, your body, you know, and then you definitely have to keep yourself in a place where you have to. So we need to. We I find myself I need to pray more. I need to whatever you believe in, you do what you do, but you pretty much need to be praying without ceasing because there's just too much going on. There's too much going on. This weather thing to me is getting to be a really big concern because a lot of people are losing. They're not just dealing with damage. They're losing complete loss of property. And I'm going to tell you something about these insurance companies. They are not, they will, you got to look at that fine print because a lot of these storms, people are going to be undercovered. They don't have enough coverage for the types of damage that's coming or that's already happening to people. And when you suffer the damage from one of these storms, these insurance companies are going to say, "Oh, well, sorry, look, we can give you $200. You don't have this coverage in there. You don't have this coverage because it's like you need the most fully loaded coverage." But then all of the agents don't really shout out to Uncool. I don't even know if Uncool could share anything with us on this because I feel like some of these agents, they give you all these hokey little commercials, but educate they don't really educate the actual insuree about what they're getting, what you need, or They're not when it comes to where there's homeowners insurance. I think we all probably need some different coverages that we didn't even think we would need. But we need things that are written in there to try to cover these quote. You want to call they want to call it, of course, the CC, but it's also to me it's going to be something to make people rely again on. You got to pay. You got to pay for the. You got to bargain with the future in the insurance even more. You got to pay even more, do even more bargaining to try to get through these crazy cycles of weather and destruction that's going on. So yeah, so there again, I'm talking about preparedness. I don't. I mean, they don't really do. I don't think that's probably not a philosophy that they have to. And some of them say, "Oh, well, here at here all the weatherinsurance.com, we educate our clients, or we educate our people before we sell it." But that's not what they do. So for them to say that's okay, that might be what you do, but that's not what's going on. I don't think that's industry standard. I don't. It's like you either ask the right questions and still hope you get, something that's going to be helpful. Uh, but it's just a gamble. It's just, to me, it's a gamble who you get. So let's see. Uncool says, nah, you're pretty much on your own. You have to interpret the language in your policy to get the most out of it, or call to get an agent to interpret it for you before a claim happens. Okay. She says, I've taken a lot of calls where I just spent time educating insured on their policy because they've taken the time to call and ask. Well, see, to me, a lot of times we don't know we think we know what we need, but we really don't know what we need until we need it. And then by then it's too freaking late. Um, and who knows? Maybe it's the difference between a few $100s. I guess it just depends. You just don't know. Like, especially people that are first time, if you're a first time homeowner or buyer, you really have no idea. You have needs, but how many are you getting covered for? So it's just, yeah, so it's just been different. These are different insurance companies. Uncool says they count on you not calling to ask questions. Yep, yep. Well, like I said, I learned a lesson. I've learned a lesson, but I also know that I don't really care for this particular insurance company. And I actually want to change that insurance company because I think that, to me, they're looking out for their bottom dollar. Okay, oh, once again, you're looking out for yourself. You're doing what you do best, looking out for yourself. So I would like to change over, but there again, I'm not sure if um I would, I'm gonna keep doing my research and try to do my due diligence because, and that's typically what I do. But I think, like I said, you just have to kind of keep it, have to, kind of have to put things together, plot it all out, and come up with some scenarios to try to, you know, prepare for the unknown. Um, is what you have to do there. So I'm just saying, we have to, and I don't even like the idea of, I think we bargain with the future all the time, whether it's in, investment plans, retirement plans, insurance, all of it is bargaining with the future. Yet we're not even guaranteed the next 24 hours, 24 minutes, 24 seconds. But we do know when it comes to property, if you have nothing and you're bare ass to the winds, then your loss will be much greater. So I'm just saying I try to I try to be proactive. Um, but there again, I think some people, I think some, in business, they count on you to be reactive. Try to get you as closer to that reactive side as possible. So yeah, but I just kind of wanted to come on because I'm just thinking all the stuff that we're being bombarded with, and I do think that uncool is right on. That is the most. Um, I think that's one of the best things that you can do. Get your body, and and try to get those things together for clarity, because you need that. You need, if your body's in a better shape, then your mind's going to be in better shape, and you're going to be able to process things. That's the thing I notice about fasting. And I know there's a lot of things going on out there. You know, a lot of ideas and a lot of philosophies and theories on fasting. But I noticed that when you do fast, it does give you a certain level of clarity. And to me, the longer you do it, it seems like the more clarity that there is. In fact, I will tell you, I feel better when I don't eat anything, because I think that there's just so many chemicals that they cause healthy people inflammation. They cause you inflammation. And then when you're dealing with inflammation, I would imagine that inflammation is gonna trigger something mentally. Who knows what happens? I mean, what are the studies? Do we have any, biochems, or people out there with, that know, is there a correlation between inflammation? Does the nervous system release any type of is there anything that's released when the body is inflamed neurologically? And then what is it sending to the brain? What is it telling you to what is the body's response to that, other than, maybe pain? Or what does it do psychologically when you are inflamed? Is it going to cloud your brain, cloud your thoughts? It's going to fog you up. You know, these are the things that we don't hear about. We hear about is, you know, pharmaceutical companies with their purple backgrounds and their long whatevers, may cause bleeding. The side effects may cause bleeding, nausea, pain, and the da 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 da, or liver cancer. It just that it's, you know what? I don't know what year did those commercials start coming out, because I swear in pre 2020, pre like 20, like in the 2000s, I think you had commercials like that. But in the 90s, I don't think there were near as many commercials for pharmaceuticals and their disclaimers. I don't remember. You see these people running through the fields with, running through waves of grain. But then, in the meanwhile, they're telling you about, may cause bleeding. What? But see, to me, that's the kind of programming. They normalize it. They've already normalized it into in your subconscious. And they've been working on people for years. They know we want to see these idyllic scenes. They know what it does to the brain to see in our vision. These are things that pumped into our vision, as I was saying. When you see an idyllic, fields and people running through them, or somebody waking up and looking out at the sun or the horizon, they've totally mined all of our sensitivities and sensibilities. And before you know it, everybody's accepting with the pharmaceutical, so what they propose as a solution. They're not even thinking about that disclaimer anymore, because after a while, you hear it, but you don't hear it. It's kind of like a siren that goes off that won't go off for a long time. After a while, it's driving you crazy for a while, because it's counterintuitive, or just like the ear does not forgive certain tones. But then after a while, you don't hear it. You don't hear that fine print anymore. It just becomes more and more masked. It starts It's there, but it's not screaming at you like it was before. And before you know it, they've normalized it. They've normalized the fine print where people aren't even listening. Yeah, yeah, they go, yeah, yeah, I know. But they've drawn you in. They've drawn you in with the right colors, the psychology of colors, whether they're using grays or lavenders, or they're using all of these little serene colors while they're constantly pumping those words in there. May cause stomach bleeding, nosebleed, nausea. Talk to your doctor. They say at the end, oh, talk to your doctor. But you know what? Your doctor is never. It's so funny. Your doctor never gives you this disclaimer. They give you all the horrible things. They say, oh, talk to your doctor. Your doctor don't want to talk about side effects. Now you know that's a rare thing. That is not what they're gonna write. They'll get that pad out, start writing prescriptions, but they will not talk to you about side effects. No, they will not. And to me, they don't even want to talk about them. So I said all that to say this: the solutions that are out there, what's being pumped into our psyche, what's being pumped to our vision, how the gradualistic process of destroying the psychological warfare that's going on out here. What are you doing? Are you watching less social media? Are you watching less TV? I don't have cable, but I will tell you social media is doing the job of cable. Okay? Whether we got, just subversions of things, and subliminal messaging. It's all they're getting the job done. They're still getting the job done. So there again, I'm going back to what I was saying. And Uncool has been very, very, very informative and very responsive. What are we going to do? What are you going to set your dial on? Or are you going to let the dial set for you? Or are you just letting the dial spin and whirl around for you? Anna says it used to be illegal to advertise pharmaceuticals. This is recent product of corruption. Yes, because that's what I was saying. I think I got on this rant a little bit because, or I went in this direction because I don't think there were near as many of these pharmaceutical commercials. I will tell you now, the soap operas, I think, I remember the soap operas having a whole bunch of those commercials. You got to watch The Young and the Restless, or your mom's videotaped freaking Young and the Restless. And it's like, my God, do we have to go through this again? Most of the damn commercials were pharmaceuticals. Most of them. Okay. And now you got more. And they you notice that a lot of these commercials are laced with the same colors. There's purple, there's yellow. Look at Tubi TV right now. Tubi TV is using purple and yellow. Um, there just seems to be a lot of like sun worshiping kind of stuff going on, some occultic stuff, more stuff that I'm seeing around the sun. You know, I just, yeah, there's just a lot more of those, there's certain shades that are out there. Um, as we've talked about, of course, the left wing, right wing, and the red and the blue make purple, which is pretty much a primary lesson that we learn. But that's I think that's what's happening with the politically here is we're more of globally things are purple. These dams, repubs, it's purple. There is no true red. There's no true blue. No, it's just not. So I'm just saying the things that are out there, discernment is what I pray for. And of course, you have to do what works for you. But I'm trying to get into a dial that's going to keep me, that I'm going to be prepared, on a physical and a mental level, and maybe filter out. It's just you got to filter out some of this stuff. Filter out what you're taking in, whether it's visually, audio, audio, visual, whatever. Um, Yeah, and even people believe. I'm gonna tell you something else. People themselves. I'm gonna be honest now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting to the point where I don't care to be around as many people. And that's not far from where I was. I've been my most of my life anyway. But I'm saying it's even. I want to reduce that even more because I find there's a lot of toxic people whether it's in your if it's in the workplace, just and then you go to your if you're in the store or something, you've got a toxic or just like just negative whatever stuff going on in the people are it seems that people are more rude right now. Not right now, but they have been. They're just not hiding it anymore. Like people won't literally wait behind you in a line anymore. It's like they immediately, I don't know if you guys noticed this. They literally come up and put their items down next to you on the counter rather than it's not your turn. It's just not. You're actually probably distracting me. It's distracting for somebody to come up and start unloading a cart full of crap while you're just trying to put your form of payment up there. Now, that's another. Okay, why are you even this close to me? Like, don't you think you should maybe let me at least get out of the way. Let me clear my things. Now at this point, you have things on the left of me, my things, and then the damn cashier is not saying anything. She's not, they don't, nobody, there's just no standard of people can hardly wait. Okay. People have a sense of urgency right now, whether it's rude, whether it's crude, whether it's socially acceptable or not. They are just pushing and inching their way closer to you. I'm on. Just let me know. Let me know if you've noticed that. Like, can you just the whole point of a line is for the person to be behind you. In some circumstances, that might to me that was never standard, but it's a standard thing for people to be rude as hell. They can't. This microwave generation, they cannot wait for anybody to even finish putting their things on the counter and inserting their card before they're already loading their things. I'm telling you, it's just I just think things are so broken down right now, and you really have to be careful. You have to be careful, what you say to people because you don't know how they're gonna react. You really don't. So I just say it's just these kinds of, honestly, I just think that maybe you guys may, well, you're being a little hypersensitive. Well, I'm just thinking it's just an observation. Like you just can't, you never know. You never know what's going to happen these days. Whether it's you're carrying a bunch of boxes and a bunch of people just went in and let the door slam in your face while you were carrying you just never know. So you can't, so all bets are off. I'm just saying, it's just all these little things. By the end of the day, you've seen so many things, and most of the things are toxic, or your interactions are toxic, or either if your indirect interactions with people are freaking toxic, it just wears on you. It wears on you the amount of energy that you have to give things, or the amount of energy it takes not to, be disturbed by some of the things that go on. So yeah, I hope that was somewhat clear. Like just it would just be nice. Like it's the whole, it used to be a thing where people didn't want you to stand close to them, or they put like a little cover around the side so when people are punching in maybe a card number, that whoever's near in the peripheral can't see it. But I figure they probably should have, if it was really about safety, everything's about safety, and I really don't think, no. They want to convince you that everything's about safety. But why can't you just put one of the screens on top of the freaking machine that the person that's not standing right in front of it can't even see it? Because 3M makes the screens for laptops Well, why didn't they put those on the stupid, terminals, the pay terminals? Because that way you don't have to worry about it. But there again, they want to convince you that AI, that it's the solution, or we want to expose everyone to AI, which is actually going to destroy the thing that they want to bring you closer to is the thing that's going to destroy you. That is the irony. It's that's what it is. So, I'm going to probably wrap this up here just a second. I had another comment I meant to put in. Anna says there used to be none for prescription drugs, only over the counter. Wow, I just realized that. You're absolutely right. Because you would see Tylenol. You don't see as much of those commercials anymore. In fact, they've watered the things down on the counter so much that I just think that some of those things don't even work anymore. And they've all got us. Everybody's got some kind of cough or a hack or a sinus drainage or phlegm, and it's just a gross situation. And I'm telling you, the sinus stuff that's going on right now, it's like it's unrelenting. It will not let up. It will not let up. It's ongoing. You can go to the doc in the box. You can go to your GP, and you're probably going to be. I mean, I've had something like that going on for some time, and at some point, like, look, I'm not taking this stuff. I'm just not. I'm not. Okay, so you can prescribe something, and they get real pissed. These doctors get really mad if you don't take these drugs. As you're basically it's kind of like a social credit score. It's like, oh, I didn't know I had a social credit or a medical credit score. This doctor is not going to treat me anymore if I don't take my medicine, if I don't take my poisons, and shut up and don't ask any questions about these side effects. If I don't shut up, he's not going to see me anymore. I'm going to be banned from this office. Same thing happened with the CV-19. Oh, did you take the mocktail? Oh, and they put down that Z28. Listen, ladies, the next time somebody asks you that in a doctor's office, you just watch their hand, watch the stroke of the pen. It's going in that Z28. That's why I tell you guys, be aware of your status, because we don't know what's coming out. The closer we get to this election, will and see, I'm already hearing that this particular administration is involved again with Le Chinois on another. This H5N1 is to me, they're already that. Shout out to Derek C. Williams, the GOF. They're doing it again. See, nobody's talking about that. They want you focused on Hamas and Gaza and all these, this. Oh my goodness, I tell you, it's just we don't even know what's real. We don't know. Let me read this comment here. Uncool says America is one of the only countries that advertises farm drugs directly to the consumer. Wow. Well, you're right. Because, I have seen, that's why I noticed that, America has more medical facilities, doc in a box, pharmacies, just they've more than most places that I've ever been. More dentists, like health. It's just the industry. Everything is for sale. Everything is for sale, including your health. Your health, because in order for them to keep the business going, there's got to be something. You got to have a problem. And I've said this before. I don't know. I've said this on this channel before. It's nothing I've noticed about Europeans. But I'm not saying that we should align anything specifically, or we don't even know what's going on with their governments. But I'm telling you, most people in Europe, I swear, those people have every single tooth in their head that they ever had. And I'm saying these people have, and they're strong teeth. They might be discolored. They may not be pretty. They may not be all aligned and da 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 da. But I'm telling you, these people have enough teeth in their head that they could probably make their own false teeth from the amount of teeth that they have. But here in America, everybody's going to go to the dentist. We bring it's like a ritual almost. It's almost like going to the beauty salon as a kid. We're trained from day one to go sit in the dentist chair. Oh, let's clean your teeth. Oh, wow, let's use fluoride. Oh, let's do a mouthwash. And I'm just thinking, with all the places that are around, with the amount of dentists and all the safe, we're gonna do this because this fluoride fights this. They used to give us mouthwash in school. I remember that for years they gave us mouthwash. And I can find out. That's a great question. I can ask. I don't think these other countries had a generations of kids they were giving mouthwash to. Like, why the hell do we need mouthwash? You don't provide us with toothpaste and toothbrushes every day before we come here. So that's the thing, and in the school, in the public schools, everybody just goes right along. Parents don't. Why are you giving? You should just no. You don't need. Do you, no. Why were we given that? Then comes out, weren't there studies done against that? She had a whole generation of kids that took mouthwash from their public schools. And I'm trying to remember how many times did we get it. I'm telling, listen, I might listen, but I'm telling you, people's teeth are broken down. Like, most people have to have dental work in this country, and their teeth are not all there. No, sir, no, ma'am. You find a homeless person on the street in Europe, and they got every one of their teeth. Now, I'm not, like I said, I didn't say they were beautiful or cosmetically da 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 da, but maybe that's the problem. There's some of this stuff is just not meant to be on your teeth. You're doing all this stuff, so by the time you get into your 30s and 40s, you've lost them all. Even after all the braces and stuff, even after all the orthodontics and all the cleanings and all this stuff, and you still end up losing your teeth. I'm just I could just say, oh, everybody, oh, we got bad teeth in our family. No, is it the family? Is it genetics, or is it what's in this stuff? I'm just saying, like, honestly, I just like the amount of visits. I'm not saying that we don't need care, but what is in the product? What's in the product? Oh, they convince you that eating this, I'm sure the sweets and all that stuff doesn't help, but what's in this stuff? What was in fluoride? It seemed, didn't they not, or was there a? To me, there should have been a whole class action lawsuit against the government for giving all of the kids that mouthwash back in the day. Because they gave it, I tell you what, it came in a little plastic container. You might even remember if you've ever seen an orange juice that comes in a plastic container, but there's this foil on top of it. They gave us mouthwash when I was in grade school. I think they gave it to us it's like the nurse would come around with it. I swear. This is evil. It's like the more I think about it. Holy smokes. The nurse came around with these little cups and gave every child mouthwash. And I think it was fluoride, I think there was fluoride in it. But like I said, how in the heck do you give us mouthwash and no toothbrush? Like what? What? See, to me, what is it? They say when something is free, you are the freaking product. And I don't know. And then all of a sudden it stopped. Okay. So I think it was all grade school, like elementary school, that they were walking around with those trays of mouthwash. Actually, that might even be a good. That might be a good little rabbit hole to go down. The fluoride mouthwash generation. Why was the government paying for that? And what was the outcome? How were people affected by that mouthwash? Because they did it. And you had, like I said, they gave you that little. It was just like if you seen apple juice in a little plastic cup with the foil on top. You pull it off and you swizzle, 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 swizzle. She tell you how to swizzle, 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 swizzle for 15 seconds or whatever. Cool says, now you're making me think about how those dentists would come to our elementary school and simply fluoride. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But didn't they do a study on fluoride? Didn't they find that fluoride was not good for people? But I, for one, took the fluoride. And I think some of the kids, I don't know if your parents got to decline that or not. I don't remember if they sent anything home. They probably did. And like most, my parents thinks that the government loves them. And yeah, go ahead and take that mouthwash. It won't hurt. It's just mouthwash. What are you talking about? That's the kind of stuff they would do. And because it's in the public schools, oh, well, you must be. You have to do it. What are you talking about? Children are our future. You have to take the mouthwash. And so, like I said, I do think that there were kids that declined that. As a matter of fact, I think I went to school. The school nurse, her son was in the class with me, and I think he declined it. And I'm like, Lord, looking back at it, Lord have mercy. Now you know damn well if your own school nurse's son is declining the mouthwash, why are you taking it? Honestly, like, we talk about, they say, oh, when you're a kid, you love your parents, they can do nothing wrong. But when you get older, it's like, what in the heck? Did you just do everything? You just let us go with everything? But yeah, I noticed that thinking back about it. The school nurse, her son, and I would imagine her daughter, they all declined. They all declined that mouthwash. They're no. And I'm just thinking, but that's a red flag if your school nurse's kid is not taking something that's being distributed, that she's distributing to everybody else's kid. See, that's how you know the mouthwash was as corrupt as our institutions. We can find signs of early corruption, and it ends up destroying elements of people's lives more than your teeth. The decompensation of our teeth, you know, the decomposition of our teeth, not decomposition of our teeth, I think starts with a lot of stuff that's in these products. But it never occurred to me. I know it's like even as kids, we know something is wrong, but we don't have the wherewithal, we don't have the bandwidth to connect the dots. And I never went home and told my mom, you know what? That school nurse is really nice. Isn't she? Isn't she? She's nice, right? But why is she giving the kids freaking fluoride mouthwash that she has said no to for her kid? And I know he's not taking it because he sits next to me. He sits next to me. But see, to me, I think they understood sustainability. They also had a farm. They had a farm. And they were you're already healthier. I just think when you live on a farm, that's an education in itself. You know what nature, you see nature work, You see nature, you see the shades of nature, the dark shades and the light shades. But if you're just out here in the world but also you have to be informed. Like if you're informed by having a farm, having a farm, like farm duties, farm responsibilities, I think that's a hell of an education for a child to have. That's a hell of an education for anybody to have. But the shout out to Marcy T. But see, I think what happens is I think that's a lot of reason why people walk away or have walked away from so many institutions, because they realize that our healthcare is as corrupt as our government. Our institutions are as corrupt as our government. And once you realize that, you realize that you've been a tool in either somebody else's demise or in the, yeah, you've been a tool. The system, that makes you also destroys you. And in that, everything else gets destroyed. It's a cycle. It's diabolical. The same system that brings you to it, you'll fall from it. But you'll also cause other people to fall from it because you've been a tool, you've been instrumental in their demise, it's somebody else's demise. That's the disturbing part. So I just say, if your kids are in public schools, where I don't know what they're doing now in elementary school, I really don't. But if you're still in public school, you got to pay it. I don't know. I'm not, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother show. But definitely, I'm just saying, what are you setting your dial to? And I'm going to wrap it up here. But I appreciate you guys so much. Because I tell you, I said this like last week. I could come on here and I can I can lay out a bunch of stories and give my assertion, or try to make an argument. But at the end of the day, we can do that, but we still have to have a place. We still have to be able to manage, set the dial and manage it, because you're going to keep getting hit. We're going to keep getting hit. I'm telling you, all the way this year right here, they're just warming up. But thank you so much, Uncool. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be wrapping it up here. I appreciate it. Let's see, Anna, thank you for coming in. I'm thinking, was there anyone else? Anna and Uncool, without a doubt. If you're not familiar with Uncool, you better get over there. Better get over there, because she is going above and beyond, and she's getting results. And I think she's gonna go places. She's gonna go more places than she thought she could. She'll be in a better place. She's already in a better place, but the sky's the limit for her. And try to figure out try to get your own script, get your own dial set, because you're gonna need it. We're gonna need to put on that armor, and we're gonna need to be prayerful, and we're gonna need to do what we need to do. Oh my gosh, Anthony Van Zant. Wow. I have that. What? How are you? It's been a lifetime. I hope you're doing well. But we are going. So for those of you in replay, we're going to have to wrap this one on up. Thank you guys for burning a whopping 79 minutes and 6 seconds with me. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I haven't meant to do some stories on the cicadas in the southeast. I mean, we're in a different phase right now. I'm hearing less of them now. So I'm thinking the cicadas are already dying. They're already dying off. I think their little mating season has come to a close. But I'm going to tell you guys, this is another, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm going to tell you, since that eclipse, what else is going to emerge? I find it interesting. We've got cicadas, We've got Northern Lights, which to me, that's something that you people normally go, they see in Reykjavik. I mean, can we believe that's their kids? Can we believe everything that we've been told? Can we? But for those in replay, we're talking about what are you going to set your dial to? Are you preparing mentally, physically? Are you detoxing? Does that mean you're withdrawing from people or toxic sources? Are you limiting your social media? Are you limiting your the amount of eating out? Limiting your processed foods? What are you doing? Or is the dial setting itself for you? Or are you setting the dial? All right, guys. It's very good possibility I'll be back tomorrow, but with what I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, guys. Have a good morning, a good night on the East Coast, on the West Coast. No, everybody's on the morning right now. So good night, good morning, wherever you are.